Hello everybody, I'm going to show you guys how to trade the market maker buy model live. I'm in a ES trade right now. I'm looking for price to draw up into this level at 46.14 and a quarter. This is where buy stops are resting. So I'm going to label this buy stops. This is usually when I'll throw that little eyeball on the chart because this is where I'm looking for price to draw into. The reason I'm looking at this specific area is because I believe that this is the original consolidation of a market maker buy model. So this is where price started the delivery down, and the purpose of it going down on the sell side of the curve is to engineer buy stops. So you can see that above these old highs in here, what it has done, it has left behind these old highs. So now retail traders that are looking at a 5-minute chart right now, right, they're going to put their stops above these old highs. So we have this old high which just got swept out. I'm thinking that delivery has now started to the upside. Now on the buy side of the curve, the purpose is to take out the old highs that price has left behind. So I'm thinking that we have the original consolidation, sell side of the curve. So this movement down is just to engineer liquidity. Right here is where the smart money reversal, in my opinion, has taken place. So this is where I have smart money reversing price, and now it is on the buy side of the curve. Now, I could be wrong about this. I'm not speaking in absolutes. This is just my personal opinion while watching the market live right now. You can see that it is 10:05 New York time. And I believe that this is the low risk buy point. Prices expanded up. Prices retraced back down. Then we have a reaccumulation point. So I bought right here as price was retracing down for the reaccumulation. Stop was originally down here. I'm going to show you guys how and why I trailed it up to here. But first, I want to show you guys what my higher time frame analysis looks like. You can see that price did tap into this bullish fair value gap right here. And we have been in a buy program on the higher time frame for the S&P 500. So since it has tapped into this fair value gap, pay attention to this 4-hour candle. Notice how it tapped into it, then expanded away from it. So once I see something like that, and we're already in a bullish environment, notice how it's just expanding up from these sell stops. So it took out the 4-hour sell stops beneath here. This is the part that you want to pay attention to and write down, because this is how you figure out smart money reversals in market maker buy models or market maker sell models. You want to see where the higher time frame is going and what program it's in. Price took out an old low or sell side liquidity and expanded away from it. Notice how bullish PD arrays are being respected. If you don't know what a bullish PD array is, I'll slow it down for a second. Fair value gaps, order blocks, breaker blocks, things like that. This is a fair value gap. Notice how price took out an old low, expanded higher, retraced into a fair value gap, expanded away from it. It's respecting bullish PD arrays. Look to the left side. It's disrespecting bearish PD arrays. This is a little BPR in here. So since the 4-hour is bullish, it's continuing to offer higher prices. Well, I'm going to mark out bullish PD arrays on the higher time frame. That's where I can hunt for the smart money reversals of a market maker buy model to occur. See this fair value gap on the 4-hour, right? I could be looking at a 1-hour time frame. We have a little imbalance right there with the order block. So just to narrow that down, I'm marking out a higher time frame PD array. Okay, we have a 1-hour fair value gap and this 1-hour order block. So it doesn't have to be a fair value gap, doesn't have to be an order block. It could be any of them. It could be a breaker block, fair value gap, order block, propulsion block, mitigation block, right? See this order block? I'm going to mark out 50% of that, and I'm going to extend that over. You can see that price is staying above the 50% level. That is a bullish sign. So this is the 1-hour BISI, or the 1-hour bullish fair value gap. So we're going to label this a 1-hour BISI FVG. Okay, and this is when you're going on to the lower time frame now, and we're hunting for that smart money reversal. If you guys are interested in seeing more content from me, I have a Discord. It'll be the first link down below. Here's an inside look as to what I post on a daily basis. This is only NASDAQ. I said there was a bullish 2022 model this morning. My eye is on the buy side liquidity above. Then I'll post a chart with drawings on it. We do have a fair value gap right here. I was looking for price to draw up into the buy side above there. At open, ran straight for the buy side. So that was a nice play from this morning. And the trade that you guys see me in right now, I did call this morning at 9:41 a.m. I said ES buy side seems next as well. Market maker buy model above. And I posted this 15-minute time frame chart looking for price to start drawing into the buy side liquidity above. So if you guys are interested in that, there's a little over 250 members. Members do share their ideas in this tab. It's just a like-minded community where you guys can bounce around ideas off of others that have similar interests. If you guys are interested in that, check out the first link down below. So now if I go on to a 5-minute time frame, right? well, Dan, how do you figure out the original consolidation, right? How do you know to put your take profit up there? How do you know it's going to expand towards that? Truth is, you don't know. This is obviously a game of probabilities, but I'm looking to see where the delivery started to the downside. Notice how if we zoom back out, this high started that retracement back down to here. So if I were to look at this in a little example, right, when price is kind of trading higher here, and then we have a retracement, right, and price starts trading lower, and then you have what looks to be a smart money reversal and price starts trading higher, I'm looking to see where the delivery started for that retracement down. In other words, I'm looking to see what started this entire move down for the sell side of the curve, right? If this is the sell side of the curve, this red area, and then this is the buy side of the curve in this green area, I'm looking to see what started that red sell side of the curve down. So if we use that same logic, right, this is the sell side of the curve, and I'm looking at this as the buy side of the curve now. So what started that sell side delivery down? Well, we have this high right here. This is what really started that movement to the downside. So that's the original consolidation I'm going to pick. That's how you find original consolidations. It's not going to be this consolidation up here. I'm looking to see the high that started the delivery down for the retracement. So if this is the smart money reversal, which is kind of like what I'm looking at right here, right? If I'm thinking this is the smart money reversal, okay, what's the high that started that retracement down to the smart money reversal? Well, in this example, it would be this, right? So if we look over here, this is the high that started the delivery down into the fair value gap. So that's where I would label the original consolidation at this gray area up here. That's the original consolidation in my opinion. So that being said, we trade into the 1 hour fair value gap. Now I can delete some of these. We trade down to the 1 hour fair value gap, right? And I'm looking for reasons to start being bullish. Well, since the higher time frame has been bullish, right, I'm looking to see a 2022 model out of that 1 hour BISI. So this is the 1 hour BISI right here, their bullish fair value gap. When price trades into that, I'm looking for a 2022 model. So I'm looking for a market structure shift. So see this swing high in here where it retraces back up and then trades back lower. I'm going to view that as the market structure shift, and I'm looking for a fair value gap in the price leg that took out that high. So see how we have this little imbalance right in here. Price traded into that, and then it expanded away from it. So that's a sign to me that we have the low risk buy of a market maker buy model in. So sometimes I won't trade that first leg of a smart money reversal if price has been bearish. This is another thing that you want to write down. This is from my experience of trading his concepts, ICT's concepts, for a year now. I have noticed that when we're in a short-term sell program, wait for the smart money reversal to be in. So wait for a market structure shift into a fair value gap, right? It retraces back down. Wait for it to expand away from that and create another imbalance. So once we break through this high, and once it creates another imbalance, which it does on a 1 minute, notice how it creates these bullish fair value gaps. The 936 candle, it's a bullish fair value gap, expands higher. Once it does that, I believe that this low is a protected low. Why is it a protected low? This is where, again, you want to pay attention. I'm dropping a lot of gems here. See the smart money reversal? See this order block right here? Really what you want to focus on is a change in the state of delivery. You want to see price break above the opening price of a down close candle or consecutive down close candles while creating a fair value gap. Wait for a close above this red swing high for extra confirmation here. And when price retraces back into this order block or these consecutive 3 down close candles and expands away from it, price has already taken out the internal sell side liquidity. So these lows in here. Right, so smart money has bought those internal sell stops within this range. Also, since we have a retracement into an order block and it expanded away from that, creating a 1 minute fair value gap expanding through this high. Since it created the 1 minute fair value gap, we have an order block now. This retracement, we have the order block that has retested an order block. So if I was looking at this on a 5 minute chart, which we'll just do for this example. See this down close candle? There's one down close candle there that retested these 3 consecutive down close candles. This order block is now a propulsion block. A propulsion block is an order block that has retested an order block. So this low is the low risk buy of a market maker buy model. Price retraced up, has taken out this high, right? That's when I'm buying. Because now we have the low risk buy leg of a market maker buy model in. When price retraces again, I'm not looking for this to get taken out. I'm looking for that retracement to be a accumulation leg of a market maker buy model, which is why price retraced back down, tapped into this fair value gap, but it didn't go lower than this previous low. Why didn't it go lower? Because it already took out the sell stops right here, and we have this propulsion block, or we have this order block that retested an order block. So a propulsion block, this candle that I'm highlighted right here, this won't get traded to the low of that again. So when price retraces back down, this is if I'm on side. By no means is this an absolutes. This is obviously a game of probabilities. So it is a model that you can find every day in the market, but I don't recommend everyone trading it every single day. I recommend just studying it, right? Collecting data, figure out when it works, when it doesn't work. That's going to be the most important aspects of basically refining any type of trade model, whether it be ICT or any other type of concept. Any retracement in here, right? This is where I'm kind of looking these consecutive up close candles. I'm looking at this as like a breaker. So in that final reaccumulation leg, I'm really just looking for it to tap into a PD array and just start to expand away from it. From my experience in the last leg of a market maker buy model, which is this reaccumulation, sometimes there could be two legs of reaccumulation, but really what I'd look for is expansion away from this breaker block now. So as price is on the buy side of the curve, here's where I can extend bearish PD arrays from the sell side of the curve. So you see this little bearish fair value gap that we have here. This is a SIBI, a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. As price on the buy side of the curve, I anticipate for these to act as support, these little imbalances right here. So notice how price returned back down into this inversion fair value gap. And we do have a breaker here as well. This is a strong area where normally I'd want to see price expand back up and then reach for this high. So this breaker, right, this is really where I want to see price start to expand higher. I'm only saying this just because this is what happens usually in a market maker buy model. Your goal should not be trading these to try and pick every reversal point or every retracement point, because it does waste a lot of mental capital, right? And your goal should be to protect that, right? Once you identify the market maker buy model, right, your goal should be to take the trade, right? Have your stop loss at a level where it would invalidate the idea, not just jamming it up all the way in this breaker somewhere. It's at logical price points. So we're keeping our stops where the idea will get invalidated, not so much like, oh, I hope it doesn't retrace to here to invalidate or to stop me out, because my stop is where it invalidates the entire idea. That's super important here. So that was the reaction I was looking for off of the breaker. I usually would just have my take profit on the exact high of the original consolidation. Notice I don't have it over it, right? Because notice how it literally just went one tick above it. Well, now it's going a little bit higher, but I just like to get filled on my order right there. So that was the trade. That was a nice market maker buy model. So Discord members were alerted for this beforehand. I do not run a signal service, but I suggest where I believe price is headed, and I will alert Discord members for that. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you check out the link in the description down below. See you guys later.